Welcome to Football Roundup with your host, Randy Silver. In this October 10th edition, your agenda is Eden Hazard has retired, one of the best players of his generation. We're going to go through his career, an update on Manchester United's Sancho. Euros 2028 and 2032 host nations are announced. We'll show you who it is and who got him, or was it multiple nations. The international game upcoming schedule, and we'll look at the domestic competition standings and leaderboards. Obviously, the games were this past weekend, so we maybe touch on them, but really understand where teams sit at this part of the season. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to stay updated when these drop weekly. Let's dive into it for you. Eden Hazard, the Belgium wonder kid, has retired at the age of 32, which is pretty young, but he's dealt with a lot of injuries the past 4 or 5 years. Once he moved from Chelsea to Real Madrid, was never the same player. He's made his money, go live his life and have a good time. He's earned it. He was a prodigy when he started at Lille when he was 17 years old. He's the second youngest scorer in the history of the club. He wasn't even living on his own. He was living at basically a club-owned facility. He was an unknown player, but by the end of the year, he was named Ligue 1. That's the French League Young Player of the Year, the first non-Frenchman ever to claim that award. When Lille won the club's domestic double post Second World War II, he was a big reason of that, helping them get to new heights. This is when he put Lille on the map, put himself on the map to go to a bigger club. Once he was moved to Chelsea, he got a round sound off by the Lille fans as he deserved. And at Chelsea, he was acquired for only $32 million, best $32 million Chelsea probably spent in quite a while, because he lived up to the hype and was their MVP. While at Chelsea, what did he do? He just dominated. Whew. Let me say it one more time. Dominated. He helped them win 2 EPL titles. He scored countless big goals for them. He helped destroy their inter-city derby rival, Arsenal. He was good for them in Champions League, Europa League. He always performed well. And then in the end, he moved to Real Madrid, and his career did not pan out at Real Madrid like you would hope. He was their big money signing. Post Cristiano Ronaldo was supposed to help fill that gap, and he just never lived up to the hype because of injuries and other things that went on. What did Hazard say? During my career, I was lucky to meet great managers, coaches, and teammates. Thank you to everyone for the great times. I'll miss you all. Special thank you to my family, friends, advisors, and people around. See you soon off the field, my friends. He was named the Player of the Year for England in 2014-2015. Again, just absolutely massive moment in his career and what he was able to do to be successful. He was a part of Belgium's squad for many years in the World Cup, about the golden generation. They got third place in the 2018 World Cup, lost to France. In this past World Cup, he did not play a big part, did not look himself. Belgium probably should have won the World Cup with the talent they had. They just could not pull it through. Hazard, thank you for all you provided us. Moving on to Jadon Sancho with Manchester United. Sources say it's running out of time for him to apologize to head coach Erik ten Hag, and there is growing feeling at Man U that his career at Old Trafford might already be over. He has not played since he had the row with his coach in public. We've seen ten Hag make an example out of other players and not play them and have them leave when they don't buy into the club, the culture, the way that he's running it. Right now, Sancho's training on his own. He's not really allowed to be around the senior team. Will not be surprised when the January transfer window happens if he goes out of this squad. He signed for 73 million euros, $89 million from Borussia Dortmund in 2021, and he has not performed to that level whatsoever. Other news in the UK, more exciting news for all of UK, not just Manchester focus. The UK and Ireland will host the 2028 European Championships, the Euros, while Italy and Turkey will stage the 2032 edition of the Euros. By having a joint bid for 2032 between Italy and Turkey, this meant Turkey withdrew from 2028, giving it to England and Ireland. There's already news you may have heard around that England stadiums, Man U, Newcastle, are trying to up-level their facilities and make it ready so they can get picked to host some of their Euro games, which, those will be fun in those Manchester stadiums, both of them, in Newcastle, Go down to London. Obviously, you have Tottenham Stadium. You have Arsenal Stadium. Liverpool would be fun to host one. Everton may have a new stadium done by that point. So there's a lot of big stadiums out there who would be just set to host some big games. Up in Ireland, you have the games for the Ranger Stadium. You have Celtic Park for the Celtics. So it's going to be loud and it's going to be a fun time. And of course, with Italy and Turkey, why is that good? They're relatively close countries. Italy, this is big for them. They automatically qualify because, as we know, they did not qualify the World Cup. They're having trouble in the Euros right now. So at least in this case, obviously it's a long time down the road. They automatically qualify. Turkey is big for them. They're going still through cleanup from the earthquake. Hope everyone's okay. This is a long time away, but helps provide some relief and some happiness to know that something that will be on a international stage, definitely a world stage, will be big. Speaking of international games, here's the schedule of the games the next 2 weeks. CONMEBOL is South America. Euros is Euros, of course. Then there's international friendlies. CONCACAF Nations League. Colombia, Uruguay is going to be a massive game. I'm going to show you standings in a second. Argentina, Paraguay is a massive game. Brazil, Venezuela. Brazil should win that game pretty easy. In the Euros, Spain, Scotland will be really fun. And that's probably the biggest game on the day. International friendlies, you can see some of their big games right here as well. Nations League, if you're a Nation Leagues fan, here are the Nation League games as they build up into that. USA is already qualified by being in the final two of the last Nations League. There's also FIFA World Cup qualifying for Asia as well. So that is Thursday, October 10th. Then we move to Friday. For Euros, here are the games. Austria, Belgium is a pretty big game. France, Netherlands is the biggest game of the day. That will be a lot of fun. Portugal, Slovakia will be a very good game as well. Here are some other international friendlies. Japan, Canada will be a big game. Japan beat Germany in the last window. We know how they did in the World Cup. They went out of their bracket unexpectedly, so they're a good team and give Canada a big test. Saudi Arabia, Nigeria will be a fun game. See how Saudi Arabia stacks up. They beat Argentina in the World Cup, or they tied them 1-2. I forget which one. It was a little bit ago, but they now are looking to get the 2034 World Cup. Yeah, 2034 World Cup. So they're really building for the next 10 years. England, Australia, international friendly will be a fun game as well. Australia did well in the World Cup. Got out of their group. England, always perennial powerhouses. So we'll see how they do. Here we go for CONCACAF Nations League, some more. And there's also European Under-21 qualifying as well. That is your Friday. Here's your Saturday. The biggest game is probably Hungary versus Serbia. Yeah, most likely there. Friendlies. USA is playing Germany. Germany's already qualified for the Euros because they're hosting it, so they don't have to play in the qualifying rounds. We'll see how Germany does against US. Obviously, US wants to go out there and win. It's going to be here in the United States, which is awesome. We should have our A squad out there. Germany will be bringing their A squad as their coach recently got fired, so they're going to be looking to perform their best and get gear up for the Euros. Here are the Nation Leagues. Also some MLS games going on through this. Here are your Euro games. Wales, Croatia, matchup of the World Cup from 2018, I want to say, when Croatia beat Wales to move on to the finals. I think that's right. Spain, Norway. How is Holland and Odegaard get to do against a dominant Spanish team? Will be great to see. Turkey, Latvia won't be a bad game as well. Here are the CONCACAF Nations League. Then you have Monday. More games. So if you're a soccer fan, international break is awesome. Belgium, Sweden is the biggest game right there. Bosnia and Herzegovina versus Portugal will be really fun. Netherlands, Greece could be a good game. Other international friendlies happening as well. Then we come back to Cambola, Uruguay, Brazil. Whew! Peru, Argentina. Whew! Some massive games. Ecuador, Colombia will be a big, big game as well. European qualifying. England versus Italy, 2020 World Cup Euros or 2019 Euros. The Euros are coming up now. So 2020 Euros, I want to say it is. Maybe it was 2019, whatever. They played in the finals of the Euros. Italy won on penalty kicks. So here's a big rematch, which will be fun to watch. Other international friendlies, USA plays Ghana, a team that they've seen in the World Cup many times. Go Team USA, that big win in the World Cup Landon gets the goal to win 2-1, sending USA to the knockout round. That against Ghana, a team that we know well. Playing in Nashville will be a big game. Australia, New Zealand, that is obviously a rivalry game for their part of the world. That will be loud, and it will be fun to watch as well. Now, Germany stays in North America, is playing Mexico, so it will be interesting to see how Mexico does against them. It'll be a good test for both American teams. Here are the CONMEBOL standings. Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Uruguay are your top 4. Venezuela, Paraguay, and Peru round out all the spots to qualify for the next stage or for the FIFA World Cup. The top 6 qualify for the World Cup. 7th goes to a playoff game. So really, anybody's game so far is still relatively early. You expect Chile to improve, and Brazil, Argentina leading from the front. Not surprising. When we look at the Euro standings, here are the brackets, just to show you qualification for next stage. So from here, they have more qualifications. Scotland and Spain move on. So again, the next qualification will be actually going to the Euros. Spain and Scotland are looking good. Norway is right there. That game, Norway-Spain, is going to be massive. Can Holland Olgard pull it out? France, Netherlands, top 2. Greece is right behind them, just below them. They're tied, so really it goes anyway. It's a top 3 horse. England, Italy, Ukraine, North Macedonia. England sitting nice, but then 3 teams tied with 7 points. Could go any way. So again, every game counts here, and it's going to be critical. Croatia and Turkey with 10, and then you got Armenia and Wales with 7. This could go any way. You win, you go up. You lose, you go down. Albania with 10, Czech Republic and Moldova with 8 apiece. Poland right there with 6, so you expect Poland to try to push through, especially Robert Lewandowski if he's healthy. We'll see how they do. Belgium, Austria looking good here. They're probably going to move forward. In Group G, Hungary, Serbia with 10, Montenegro with 8, 3-headed horse. So this will be interesting. Group H, 13, 13, 12, 12. Whew. Good luck in Group H. Anybody's game there. Group I, 14, 12, 11. Could be anyone's game. Israel, Palestine's having their conflict right now. So we'll see how that affects the Israeli team. If they're allowed to play, if they're not, I'm not quite sure. I hope peace comes with the whole situation. No innocent people should ever be killed, just living their life. It's a really terrible, unfortunate situation. Portugal, Slovakia, Luxembourg, 18, 13, 10. Portugal's looking good. Slovakia is in a decent spot. Luxembourg's right behind them. So we'll come back when this is all over and give you a full recap on all these games and standings. So you know, stay here and subscribe. Talking about standings, let's look at the EPL table. Tottenham has 20 points in first, with Arsenal 20 points tied for first. You can see here that they have an identical record. There's minute reason why Tottenham, I'm not quite sure, because their goal differential is the same, so there's something there. Maybe it's away goals, home goals, whatever it is. Man City has lost the last 2 games. They have not had Rodri because he got a red card. That's a big sign. They may need a defensive midfielder to come in and really fill the spot. It shows that he's super vital to that team. Rounding out the top 4, Liverpool and Aston Villa is sitting there in 5th. Look at the bottom of the table. Chelsea and Man U are right mid-table, 12-11. Bottom of the table, Burnley, AFC Bournemouth, and Sheffield United, 4-3-1. Newtown has 4, just right outside the top. If you would have said they're in 17th spot coming up here in the second international break of the season, I think they would have taken that and been super stoked. When we look at the stat leaders, we're going to look at the stat leaders for the Premier League. Holland's got 8, leading up from the front. Min Son has 6, and Isak has 6. I have all 3 of my fantasy team. Let's go! Madison's got 5 assists, so is Trippier and Neto. And that's big for Trippier coming out from the right back position to be 5 assists. That's extremely effective. Goals plus assists, Salah and Holland 9 apiece. So that means Salah probably has 5 goals and 4 assists. When we look overall at the team rating, possession-wise, Man City is always crushing possession. Interesting for Chelsea is killing possession. However, they're not scoring goals. That's why they're losing. Clean sheets, we don't see Man U on there. Not been good. And when we look overall some other stats, you can see here the teams top of the table are where you would expect. But Interesting. Town has the most crosses per match. Now, if they can convert more goals, they'll be sitting very pretty. La Liga standings, Real Madrid leading from the front. Granada was second with 22 points. Barcelona third with 21. Atletico Madrid fourth with 19. Atletico Club and Real Sociedad fifth and sixth with 17 and 15. From the bottom of the table, we have Celta Vigo, Granada, and Almeria 6, 6, and 3. Sevilla just fired their coach. Got a new coach, 8 points. They fire their coaches a lot. They start bad. They play Europe so well. Don't know why they can't do well in La Liga. So the teams at the top, you expect to be at the top. What you probably not expect to start the season, Jude Bellingham is the leader in goals for La Liga with 8. Just putting Real Madrid on his back. Alvaro Morata with 5. Joselu with Madrid 5. So good for him. He's basically their backup striker, main striker, because they don't have that go-to guy. He's producing for them. He's a poacher. Saul Niguez, 5 assists. Goals plus assists. Bellingham with 10, leading from the front. Bundesliga, probably surprised you don't see Bayern Munich or Dortmund at the top. It's Bayern Leverkusen at the top under Xavi Alonso, making this case to become Real Madrid's manager next year when their manager leaves to go become the Brazil national team head coach, Carlos Ancelotti. In between them, Stuttgart, it has 18 points in the second. When we look at the overall stats here, you can see them for the respective teams. Bochum, Mainz, and FC Cologne are at the bottom 3 of the table with 4, 2, and 1 points. Top scorer is Suro Grisey with 13 points. He should have more goals than this. They would have beat Munich for Stuttgart if he would have put away 2, 3, 4 of those chances. But 13 goals in how many games has it been? It's been 7 games played for them. He's averaging 2 goals a game almost. That's very, very impressive. Harry Kane's at 8. Expecting him to produce in that team. He'll probably get 30 plus goals this season easily. When we look at assists, Chris Führich with 5 assists, So the leaders in assists and goals for Bundesliga are from Stuttgart. If you would have had that on your bingo card before this, I would have said good luck. Serie A, Inter Milan are at the top. Serie A, AC Milan are at the top with 21 points. Inter Milan are second with 19. Juve has 17 and Fiorentina has 17. Napoli rounding out the top 5 with 14. Both Milan teams right there, 1-2. As we know, AC Milan got rocked by Inter. However, they played more games better, and that's why they're at the top. But in head-to-head, Inter Milan did beat AC Milan. We look at the bottom. Empoli, Salernitana, and Calgary are at 4, 3, and 2 points, respectively. Roma is moving up the table a bit, 11. They were close to this before the last international break. They had a couple wins in a row. You can see win, draw, loss. So not actually wins in a row. They got 4 points, helped them move up. Top scorer is Lautaro Martinez, double digits with 10. Napoli's Victor Osimhen has 6. Assist-wise, Marcus Thurman has 5. And goals plus assists, Lautaro Martinez is right there with 11. French League, surprisingly, it's not France. French League, surprisingly, it's not PSG in the front. It's Monaco with 17 points. Nice has 16. And Brest is in 4th with 4. League 1, surprisingly, PSG is not in front. Monaco has 17 points, so leading from the front. PSG is in 3rd with 15. So, just a game. We look at the bottom. Lyon, their turmoil, are in second to last with in 17th place with 3 points. Lorient has 7 points, and Clermont Foot has 2. Top scorer, you guessed it, Kylian Mbappe. No surprises here. Has no assists on the season yet, though, but top scorer was 7. Saudi Pro League, have to show it because of all the players who are there. Al Hilal, Al Taswan, Al Nasir, and Al Ittihad round out your top 4. Who are leading the pack? Cristiano Ronaldo already has 10 goals. Just at his age is extremely impressive how well he's playing. He's keeping this team afloat. He has 5 assists as well. 15 total goals plus assists is just unreal. Other players, if you're looking top scorers who you would potentially expect, Sadio Mane is there. Him and Ronaldo making that 1-2. And other players, Mitrovic, as You think they would do good here after coming from Europe. When we look at Europe, when we look at the MLS, we're basically at deadline day. 34 games is in the season, so some teams are going to play midweek. I think the deadline is not this upcoming weekend, it's next weekend. Top 9 make the playoffs. Basically, it's coming down to, for the East, Montreal, DC United, Red Bulls, Chicago Fire, Charlotte. You potentially New York City, but they're more of a stretch at this point. You win a game, you're in. You lose a game, you're out. It's that close, especially with goal differential. Every goal counts. Who's not in the competition anymore? Inter Miami. Even if they get 2 points, even if they win their next 2 games to get 39 points, it's too late for them. Messi can just focus on international, getting healthy, and preparing for the next season. Maybe he even goes to Barcelona on this transfer during the winter. The Western Conference for Major League Soccer, it's coming down to FC Dallas, Sporting Kansas City, Minnesota United. Basically all vying for that last playoff spot. You could go anybody's way. San Jose Earthquake, Portland Timbers. If they get a draw, they should be sitting pretty. If they lose, they could fall out. So get ready for deadline day MLS. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's a lot. That's your football roundup for October 10th. Going through news, international games, stories, domestically, everything in between. Comment your thoughts. How's your team doing? What are you looking forward to the most? And of course, subscribe here to stay updated. We'll drop recaps at the end of the weekend of the international games and keep you updated on everything else in between on a daily, weekly basis. Thank you so much for watching. For Randy Silver, out.